So let's read this one about Boober, who, if you remember, he is afraid of germs and of boogers and of messiness and all that kind of stuff. So, kind of sounds like your Uncle Corey. Okay, so Boober, cooking. Oh, and Corey likes to cook too. Danger, Boober cooking. Boober is a Fraggle. He lives in Fraggle Rock, which is underneath or right behind a workshop owned by Doc. The Fraggles down in Fraggle Rock are happy as can be, except for Boober Fraggle, as soon you will see. Fraggles come in many colors, just like lollipops or gum, and their fur is soft and fuzzy, and they like to sing and hum. They also like to dance and play and swim and things like that. That is, except for Boober. Boober likes to wear a hat. And underneath his hat, he sighs and worries all the day. He's much too superstitious to play any time, to make any time for play. His job is doing laundry, which mostly is his own socks, and he scrubs them and he rubs them and he beats them on the rocks. The only other thing he's ever really likes to do is cooking up a pie or cake or roast or hash or stew. His talents in the kitchen are renowned both far and wide. And what he does with radishes is not to be denied. Boober's favorite recipe is celery souffle. He loves it so that if he could, he'd make it every day. And just in case you want to taste, I asked him if he could explain just how he makes it, and Boober said he would. So here is Boober's recipe for celery souffle. It's really very simple, and it all starts out this way. First, you take some celery, says Boober. That is clear, despite the risks you take when picking celery down here. The Garden of the Gorgs is where all of the celery grows, and it is really scary there, as any Fraggle knows. All the Gorgs are quite fearsome. There's a giant. They're as giant as can be. They're 20 million times the size of either you or me. Well, actually they're not, but they're big enough to fear, and they try to stomp on Fraggles when they see us coming near. Then, once you've risked your life and limb and celery you've got, the next thing that you need to find is just the right-sized pot. Though usually I never do. I seem to be unlucky. To the other Fraggles use my pots and leave them kind of yucky. The next of the ingredients is water, just 1 spoon. You get it from the pond on the Great Hall any afternoon. That is, if they don't splash you and you come down with a cold and you end up with the sniffles while your celery grows mold. Another thing you need to give it flavor is a bit of limplet leaf, which grows quite wild down in the smelly pit. Ew. The pit will surely make you ill. Its odor has no charm, and then, while climbing down it, you just might break your arm. Ooh. With limpet leaf for flavoring, there's one more thing you need. You need a pinch of wampus root, or else some wampus seed. But wampus roots can trip you. You might fall on your nose and break a leg or scrape your knee, or maybe both of those. Then mix it all together in the pot of the wrong size and cook it very carefully away from bugs and flies. And when it's done, be quiet. You're sure to make it fall, and you'll wish you hadn't asked me how to cook souffle at all. Looks kind of disgusting. And come to think of it, I wish you hadn't asked me how, for I was getting hungry and I thought I'd cook one now. Such awful things can happen before you can be fed. I think that I will stay right here and spend the day in bed.